Hey guys, this is Rogometic Dragoon here. Tonight, and I mean tonight, I am here to. I'm going to readjust that, so don't you worry, guys. I'm going to talk to you guys tonight about something with. I did not say to start, by the way. Sorry, I have a little problem with my Xbox sometimes. And my thing is, um, I have a bit of some mixed feelings about this Switch 2. I at the same time, can respect what Nintendo's trying to do. Um, there's quite a bit to talk about with this thing in particular. Um, it's not bad. It's not good, and it's not bad. It's kind of like neutral, I guess. So give me a second here. I want to try to figure out some way. I can't shut off. I guess I can't shut off my music audio from here, but okay. So I guess this might be a way to be able to turn it off. Let me test this out real quick. So while we do this, I want to talk to you guys just quite a bit about what. So no. Okay, so here's what I'll do. I'll just shut off my capture card audio. Um. So essentially, while I'm looking at the TV and I'm looking at you guys at the same time. So let's just start with this conversation. I think this Switch 2 Direct was pretty good. I believe it was good. They showed quite a bit of things that I entirely was looking forward to. Especially the fact right here, while I'm talking to you guys right now, I actually turned off the in-game, the audio from it, whatnot. I turned it off because I don't want to get hit by copyright. But you're seeing, it's playing in the background, so essentially. I'll try and figure something out with some music or something, but, yeah, so let's talk about this then. So I, along with a few other content creators, not even nobody I know, um, on this platform, who's literally made a bunch of reaction videos to the Switch 2, what do you call it? I have some mixed feelings about all this, but I have some good and bad. Um, First of all, this Mario Kart world looks fucking great. Pardon my language. This looks really great. I cannot wait to play this. I cannot wait to try it out. I cannot wait to learn it because I actually grew up playing Double Dash. So, seeing the grind feature return in a manner speaking is really awesome. And I like what I saw with this person. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to play it. I can't wait to try to have fun with this game. I would actually be doing a bunch of streams with this game too. The only sad part about this thing is I wouldn't be playing online with people, at all. I'm gonna turn on the captions anyways. So, because they're gonna be talking, something for everybody to read and see while I'm talking to you guys. So, I'm looking forward to the Switch 2 and to the games that they have. Excuse me. Um, Mario Kart World though. I don't think I would be doing this online with other people, so it's probably going to be like a me playing alone or streaming to everybody at some point. Um, so this is hard because the games look pretty good that they have coming out for it, and I'm glad that they're putting out the number of games that they are for Switch 2. By the way, meanwhile, while I'm talking to all you guys here like this, um, I have deleted my original initial reaction video because I think I was a little unfair with it, where I sat there and was like, well, I'm not a fan of all this, and you know. What I needed to do was the more mature thing and sit there and just like give it a few days, give it a few days, a day or two. Take a look at, you know, a lot of the things that I see that goes on, and then let's work on a better initial reaction. So, I have seen a lot of videos about how many characters we have and all the and some of the carts and stuff. I love what I see, and I cannot wait for this game. So that's my initial take on the Mario Kart world. Looks great. I can't wait to play it. I can't wait to stream it, and I cannot wait to play as my girl Rosalina. Rosalina is always my favorite Mario character. She looks really good on that part there too. So let's dive right in this. So I looked at that Switch 2 stream, and no, I don't write a script for doing all this talking. I go on the fly. I was a fan of it, but then there were some things I wasn't agreeable with. Like, I don't like the chat button on the Switch 2. I understand not everybody has the ability to use Discord or have access to Discord at all, either because either A, age, or B, you know, something they personally, you know, prefer to use, right? Comfort as well. April 17th, by the way, I'm gonna watch that too, and I will stream it, and I will make sure that I'm properly informed about that. I'm not a fan of the chat button because to me the chat button just really has no use for me. I am a person who usually likes to play single player stuff, so the fact that you give a chat option is great. Great for other players. It is good. I initially believed that this would be some sort of like connect or disconnect button for the Joy-Cons, even though I figured out that, and I forgot I had to take one piece of information in. I think these Joy-Cons are like magnetic, I think somehow. Like, that's how they connect to the system itself, you know, like, you know what, give me a second here real quick. Let's use the good old Switch as an example. So, I still have my original Switch. Actually, real quick, I'm gonna pause the video and then let me expand myself real quick. So I actually still have my original Switch from when I was homeless. And I was out in the streets for a few years. Well, practically the majority of my life, but we're not here for that part. So when this version was announced, I think it was like around $200 or something. There was a specific retail value was at. So essentially, it was like sort of when it first came out. I went to GameStop. I think it was GameStop over because where I was staying was in not Woodinville. It was one of kind of like the most crappiest areas down there, and yeah, I bought this thing since then, like 2019 and whatnot, before like COVID started. And so what I'm talking about here with the Switch is, I think with the Switch too, it's like magnetically. So like right here, you have your tablet, right? You know, these things you have to slide them in, right? On there, it's like they magnetically attract and go just click right in. I think that's cool too. I thought that's what the C button was for originally on there, which was to like magnetically like disconnect it. That would have been cool, personally. If that's what the case was, but apparently it's not. It's for game chat. And truth be told, you could go to Discord and do everything that game chat can do without costing you any money. Literally. I mean, let me show you here. Hold on. So I'm on my Xbox Series S, actually. I'm literally sitting right here in Discord, on my own Discord. I can stream my game here, right? Oh, okay. Let me give you a good example. So say like I wanted to play something like CTR, right? Right? Now I want to play CTR. I could stream CTR to people to Discord. Be it that this Discord I am in, nobody's in here but me. But this is still showing you an example. I can stream this, like, so you see, like, at the bottom right, well, actually, you can't see it, so let me move myself. So right down here, it shows I'm recording. If someone were to pop into my Discord, which nobody will because nobody knows that this Discord I have exists, people could pop in to my Discord and they can watch me play it. Now the speed, the connections, the speed of it's going to be up to my connection because that's how it always is. It's always up to the speed of, the one's connection. Okay, see that microphone too? That microphone, I'm not a huge fan of it. But it does take me back to the DS, essentially, if that makes any sense. The Nintendo DS was definitely something I used to have. I even had a DSi XL, so that microphone really takes you back to the DS days. So just remember, I turned off the audio because, really, why is it in German? I turned off my audio because I don't want to get copywritten for it at all. And I guess I'm keeping it off, but and this is the thing too. I look at all these things. Some of these guys are right. It's like they make good points. Like this one here, I would have never expected an open world Mario Kart. I really never would have. Okay, and there you go. This was mentioned as well. Misinformation. $80 to $70 I could believe, but 90, I don't think it's 90. But now this one is a little iffy. Nintendo not mentioning the prices in any way during the direct is pure cowardice. It's too harsh on my original statement, seeing as I cannot find any original evidence in the original Nintendo Switch Directs for 2017 mentioning prices either. That being said, I believe many of us are still feeling frustrated at finding out the prices after the Direct. In many instances, though, third-party sources. I sincerely apologize for assuming the worst from the Direct planner. While I'm still maintaining frustration over the increased prices and method, Nintendo decided to tell us about them. You know what? He's actually right. I actually felt the exact same way as he does. And I'll bring that comment up again, and I don't think it was cowardice that they didn't do that. It did throw it off as a lot. Look at that even camera. That's crappy. No, well, that's not crappy, but I wonder how much they're gonna make us charge for that. I could probably try to buy a what do you call it, webcam, probably, and it'd be better looking than that. But this guy makes a great point. Not mentioning the prices in any way during the direct. Now I'm gonna scratch that part where he says it's pure cowardice. Probably from a marketing perspective, they either still don't know entirely, they don't have a full idea of what they're gonna price everything at. Even though apparently, when you look at the actual site, things are priced the way they are. I guess that I believe that could change I was too harsh in my original statement, seeing as I could not find any evidence from the original Nintendo Switch Directs mentioning prices either. So basically, what it sounds like he's saying is originally these guys really didn't put the pricing up on as much either. That being said, I believe many of us still frustrated finding out the prices after the Direct. Yeah, I would agree. I kind of would have preferred that they told us during the Direct how much it was. But to a certain extent, this is Nintendo. This is not us doing. This is Nintendo. And in many instances, though, through third-party sources. Yeah. See, that's why I wait for the main source to tell me something. I rarely look at third-party sources because I've also known third-party sources to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong at times, but if you're gonna do severe damage to somebody's company or reputation, and you are entirely incorrect, that makes you look like the stupid one, in my opinion. I sincerely apologize for assuming the worst from the Direct planners while still maintaining frustration over the increase of prices and the method Nintendo decided to tell us about them. Fair argument. Fair that he's frustrated about this, actually. I kind of share some of the same sympathies that this person is speaking of. I kind of wish we would have known about it. Maybe that was the point, though, that they weren't going to tell us. Okay, the game sharing, that's so cool. I like that they gave us game share. That takes me back to the Nintendo DS stuff anyways. Yeah, $450 for the Switch alone. That's something I'm going to try for. $450 is something I'm going to actually save for to get. Which would mean that literally for me at the end of every month, I do not spend more than $100 for say to buy this, because where I'm living, I have to pay nearly $600 in rent because I'm on technically considered a subsidy. So I'm low income, right? So somebody like me who's low income, this isn't too expensive, but then this isn't too, this is that fair balance in between, right? It's expensive, but then it's like affordable, a little bit affordable at the same time. This is something I could work with. $450. I feel like this would be worth more like $400. Personally, $400. I mean, now let's talk about why though. So I'm gonna actually turn on my audio again because we're gonna look at this and we're gonna talk about why it's 400, like why they're showing us this charging for 450. Now I understand why they're charging 450 because it's the technology that they're using, the parts that they've used for this thing. That's fair. It's absolutely fair. Let's just watch this first real quick. I'll get back to my points. So, right.
The Nintendo Switch 2 system can adapt to suit your situation, however you like to play. In TV mode, use the dock to play on a bigger screen. In tabletop mode, place your system however you like using the stand, and share a controller with a friend. In handheld mode, play anywhere you go. With these 3 play modes, you can enjoy playing whenever and wherever you want. All together, anytime, anywhere.
I like that idea.
Let's take a look at some features of Nintendo Switch 2 and how it's improved from the Nintendo Switch system.
Let's just mention one thing.
At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch. The system's thickness remains the same.
Yeah. Fair enough. See, now that's partially the other reason
double
too,
the
right? How thick it is, and then they just mentioned it right here, right? That the definition.
How that compares?
Yeah, 7.9 versus 6.2. Fair enough. I mean, you know what's funny? This thing I still carry around me sometimes. I don't use my bag over there, but literally, I'll stuff this thing in my pocket right here. Just let it sit. It doesn't fall out, and it's kind of nice. So it's kind of like the iPod Touches. You know, you could stuff that thing in your pocket. It won't pop out usually.
Compares to Nintendo Switch. The system's thickness remains the same.
High definition display. Okay, see, this is fair. Sometimes the materials for this is not cheap. It is actually pretty expensive.
With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen.
Right. See, now there's your other reason why it's kind of like priced where it is, right? It's not even just the materials. It's the fact that now we're allowed to have like a better resolution upscaling, right? So now we're allowed to go up to 1080. I think it's 1080p is the max, or 4K, I believe is the max. Apparently, 1080 to 4K. We're allowed to go up that high. I understand why they raised the price on it. Now let's get something straight. I'm no schmuck. I'm a consumer, right? I'm the neutral person. Personally, I like Xbox a bit more, but Nintendo Switch, not Nintendo Switch, but Nintendo themselves, I like them because I have a legitimate SNES sitting right over here. I used to play that in the GameCube when I was a kid, and the DSs I used to have. I'm not gonna berate Nintendo for something that they've done, but I don't entirely agree with it. Now look at that. Yeah, 120 FPS.
The screen supports up to 120 frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay and supported titles.
Vivid LCD HDR support.
The LCD screen.
That's actually kind of something I would appreciate is HDR support, because I think my TV technically, I have one of those TCL TVs. I technically have HDR.
Is more vivid and supports HDR, providing more contrast between light and dark areas of the images.
Yeah. Magnetically attached. Yep.
The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically.
Okay.
Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system. Detach your controller easily by pressing the release button on the back.
Okay, so there's an actual release button. Alright. See, now that's the good part, because that was my next concern with this thing, was the magnetic controllers. If you're somebody like me sometimes, where you're playing the crap out of these games, and I do mean the crap out of these games, I forget I'm not on my Switch, but, like, I've put several, like, if we look at my page here on my Switch, I have put 205 hours into Animal Crossing, 135 hours into Crash Team Nitro Field. By the way, when I first bought CTR, it was on my Switch, so this version I have here on the console is kind of new. Mario Kart 8, 195 hours. Let me look through here real quick. See, I used to play Warface so much on the Switch that I have 365 hours into it. Yeah, like a year straight I've played Warface before. And so this was my number one concern with this thing, is my genuine concern for this thing was absolutely magnetically. If someone like me was kind of like to, wave this thing around or something a little bit, and if those controllers go flying off, they break. I am glad that they have like a release on there, on the back of it, that they just explained, because that would be perfect for someone like me. Because usually I have a parent who lives with me, and I go and hang out with her. So when I bring my Switch downstairs with me, of course I'm still going to hold it by these two. Or hold it like this, or by this, or somehow, or just put it in my pocket. I want to know that my Joy-Cons are going to stay in here. They're not going to fall right off. I want to know that, and I really want to know if they will stay in. The note that they have a Switch release on this thing is good. That shows to me that it can be secure. Bigger buttons, fair enough, because someone like me has got big hands.
And SR buttons are bigger
I like that.
For greater comfort and control.
See if I go to use the SLSR, actually, let's do that. This is how I'm holding it. Like, my whole hands, except for the middle here, are taking it all. And my 2 fingers right here are on the SL and SR. I have big fingers. Yeah. I would appreciate
when
something
playing
a
with
little
a
bigger.
Joy-Con 2 held horizontally.
Okay. I don't play the Joy-Cons like that. I play them
The
off.
left and right sticks are now larger.
Okay. Mouse controls. Okay,
Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse, opening up even more ways to play in compatible games.
Okay. So basically something like Metroid Prime 4 is going to be like having mouse support, kind of essentially. So now I would wonder, now this is going to be compatible with certain specific compatible games. With some games having this compatibility, I wonder if some of them will be like, will have something like this. Something like, okay, I'll throw you a few bones, right? Something like maybe Sniper Elite, maybe, if that ever, if some of those things ever get that kind of support. Maybe even Nazi Zombie Army and whatnot. Like, those are some examples. So Metroid's a great example, of course.
Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls, so you can also play certain games using 2 mice, like this.
Alright. I like that. So I had no problems with the speaker and the microphone system with this thing. I think they were okay as is. So this is kind of like
adjusting the audio balance between the ranges. Sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes.
Okay. Okay, so this is going to be useless for me because I will never use this chat feature. So here's my thing. On my Switch here, I have only, truth be told, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people that are my friends on the Switch, and I don't play with any of them, or I don't hang out with them. And I do not use parties or play games with these people because why? Simply they just don't play Switch anymore. I don't as much, and I don't want to pay for the online subscription. To be playing online. Now, stupid me would also pay for Game Pass, so kind of iffy. That's a whole nother thing I could go into. I'm glad that they give us like a, what's it supposed to be, year trial. This is what, 2025? No. This is 2026, isn't it? I'm a little slow. Yeah. So this is 2025. This is a whole year's worth of, what do you call it, of a trial.
It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends anytime via Game Chat. It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sounds, so your voice will come through clearly.
Okay. Oh, okay, so this is something I didn't even know about, 3D audio. That is something.
Even if you don't have a surround sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, 3-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you.
Okay. Right. Freely. Okay, see, this is something
Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large...
Oh, thank God for that stand, because I am tired of this ditzy little kickstand I've had break off of me the majority of the life of this stupid thing. Literally. This thing has broken up more times than I could ever count. But it's easily popped back on.
Large, sturdy stand.
I like that.
You can move it freely, like this.
Yeah, thank you very much. I like that. Okay.
In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well.
Okay.
It's handy for connecting a USB-C camera,
which I will not buy. That USB-C camera, by the way, I will not buy it.
Or charging in tabletop mode.
Okay, I will do that definitely. Okay, that's another thing.
Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage.
Understandable.
8 times that of Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
For storing your game downloads, save data, and more.
Yep.
Reading and writing data is also faster.
Understandable. Yep, there you go. New dock.
Use the
4K
Nintendo
support.
Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution for compatible.
By the way, can we just say right here that having a LAN cable finally to be able to connect it to a dock is so nice. Look at that. There's a LAN cable, a LAN port. I have, in my room with me here, where my router is located, is right there, literally, right across the way. And I have 3 or 4 LAN ports. I would love to, without having to use a third-party adapter, have a dock exactly like this, where, it's built in. I would absolutely love that. I would be grateful for this. Now, I think this is one of those other, what do you call them, that they were talking about, where this might be like a extra thing. I hope this isn't the case. I hope this is actually what the dock looks like. I'm gonna also wait and see when people actually buy it and they do like reviews for opening it. I actually might be one of those people who might, like, a month later, like, buy the Switch 2 for the $450 that they asked for. I think that's a little actually reasonable. So let's continue going, by the way. Just wanted to point that out. I love that there's a LAN port. I am absolutely grateful.
Compatible games. HDR is also supported in TV mode.
Okay. Okay. Fan and ventilation.
The Nintendo Switch
like
2
that.
dock has a built-in fan that keeps your system cool. This helps keep performance stable.
Okay. I mean, personally, even when it gets hot and warm in here, I have never ever noticed my Switch like go into overheat or something mode. I think it's personally okay as is, so I think it's cool that you added a fan for it. Compatible games. All right.
On Nintendo Switch 2,
compatibility is
you can
important.
play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games.
Okay, it's
Physical
very
and digital
specific.
games are supported.
Good. Okay. So I like all this stuff. Oh man, a lot of this is good. So I'm gonna take myself out of my Discord real quick. So we're gonna go to Microsoft Edge. And I want to talk and walk with you guys through about all this. So I am a fan, and I'm not entirely a fan of. Oh, excuse me a second. I'm not. When you're on Game Pass like Ultimate and you have your like stuff. Yeah. Can you go away, please? I want to cut out. Okay, so let's look at. Let's see here. Switch to. No, not Ninja Trader. No. Here we go. So let's go to the Switch 2 official stop. By the way, I have stick drift on this controller, so I am gonna have a lot of problems. Stop. I don't. So, are we gonna stop for a second so I can try to. Okay. Can I click on anything? Try to. Okay. Yeah. Can you not do that? Thank you. I want to try to look here. Right. So now we're gonna look at the Switch 2. So. Care. Ooh, so this is limited supplies. Oh, actual price may vary. So look where it says, actual price may vary. So this is subjected to change. Well, no, I don't want to. You really have to log in just to see, like, what's bundled with. Can you not? So, it's also cool what they did. Oh, jeez, come on. Stop. Okay. I like the fact that they also have right here that, you know, they give you an early invitation to, like, fight the scalpers. The only disagreement I have with this thing is about, you have to have, like, a certain number of hours with Nintendo Switch Online account. I don't use the Switch Online membership. Minimum of 12 months. See, now, if you had said, you know, years ago, 12 months, I would have, like, or altogether 12 months, like, in previous year altogether, whatnot, you would have me sold on that. So, let me, I can't do none of that. So, let's see. Stop. Just look at the, no. I have stick drift. Accessories. So let's look at the accessories. So there's the Pro controller, $80, kind of typical. Hate to say it. You know, I mean, built-in amiibo functionality, cool. You know, I don't want the capture button, but I do like that there's the what do you call it? So this is $80. This is another. This is 90. 35. I think that's pretty fair. I think that is actually fair, honestly. Custom mapped. Okay, 35. That's fair. Straps are $13. Okay. Joy-Con wheel. See, I know they did this with Mario Kart Wii, but I wouldn't touch it, so. No. I won't buy this, personally. I have no use for a camera. Oh, replace your dock set. So, this is actually what. Can I look at that? Actual price may vary. Manufacturer suggested retail. So we don't even know how much this is going to be already, and we have people like saying a lot of the things that they are already. Okay, that makes sense. Carrying case and screen protector. Ooh, now this is nice. This is something I would actually, buy. $80 though for an all-in-one carrying case. What? That does sound interesting, but I don't know if I would pay that. I don't know if I would pay $80. I would pay 50 for it, but understand that, this is how some these things. $30 for a charging. Okay. Right, it says manufacturer suggested retail price. Actual price may vary. This isn't 100% yet. Now, they did say these SD cards, there are SD cards and previous versions will not work. Fair enough. To them on that part. Now, it kind of ticks me off where you have to sign in to be able to see all the stuff. What I was looking for is usually you can find the list of what all it comes with. The only problem I have with this thing is I don't want to try and log in through my console here to try and just show you guys what I'm looking for. Stop it. It tells you a full list, but I guess, it's not gonna be the case, so fuck this. Sorry. Okay. Done trying to get this thing to work with me, because I have stick drift. So, alright, so now we go back to the main points, right? Why do I feel the way I feel about all this?
You can share a game with up to 3 other systems at a time.
I like this game shares coming back. That, back to the DS days with it. That is awesome. It is also mentioned game sharing will be available via software updates for future titles to select as planned for select games exclusive to Switch 2 as well. Fair enough. I like that. Excuse me, sorry. Dude, it is not French. Alright, excuse me a second. Let me switch this because I am not happy about that. I didn't see. Alright. So now we're literally going back through all this again. You know, double the pixels and whatnot. So basically, the reason why we're going to be paying for what we're paying for is, you know, we're paying for something that's going to give us a better resolution, smoother gameplay, 120 FPS apparently. I don't think we should be judging too harshly on Nintendo just yet, when the product hasn't even come out yet, and we don't have an idea. I mean, all we see is it's retailed, right? That could change. That could be subjected to change anytime. And now that I think about it, from when I first talked about it, all this all together, I realized how I was kind of stupid about it, and you know, I didn't have the mature opinion for this, essentially. So now that I have more of a mature opinion on all this altogether, I can comfortably say I understand people are the way they are. And I understand why Nintendo put it where they did. Now, as I've mentioned to someone, I said, I'm on the fence about this. I think 400 would have been more fair, especially for someone who's, you know, low income like I am. I said, would have been more fair. But I said, even 450 alone is good too, for halfway between. This is more cheaper than buying an Xbox, like if you were to try to buy an Xbox Series X. I mean, let's stop here. You want to know how much? Let's see how much a Series X would be, since I'm here on my Xbox. Let's see how much one of these would be anyway. So let's go to hardware, Xbox consoles. Look at that, 500, like 450. Series S 1 terabyte, 340. 340. These are the brand new ones, by the way. This is how much I sort of paid for mine, which was 300. I paid 200 to 300 for 200, 200 to 300 for mine. I think I paid 200 for mine because it was on sale. Or I might have paid for 250. I don't know if it was refurbished, but I know it was regular. I think it was like a regular. I think it was this one. But technically, I would have bought mine for 200. Not 300 maybe, but 200 I think is what mine was. So, looking at all that, right? No, it's cheap. The Switch, I know. Okay, Series S is cheaper. Don't get me wrong. But even for something like the Switch, because of all the, what do you call it, that they have for it, you know, all of the accessories, all of the stuff that they've done for this thing. What you have to understand is these parts don't come cheap. They are expensive sometimes. These parts are not always like... Really? Sorry. Let me redo this again. And these parts do not come cheap. Not always. So going back to what I talked about with him, I said, I'm not worried about this otherwise. I said, I'm obviously going to save for it. I said, but it's better than being $500 to $600 plus, like most systems are now. I said, I understand where and why they priced where they did it, because it's partially where sometimes how much something costs part-wise, like the graphic stuff. I said some of those could be expensive, and I understand why they priced it where they did. Do I agree with it? Yes and no. I absolutely... Now, if you're watching this video from where I said this, I absolutely do understand why they priced it where they did. Paying for these parts? Holy cow. I can imagine how much it's expensive. You know? I said, but I'll live. It's not the end of the world. I said, I'm neutral with Nintendo. Believe it or not, I am. I have never ever had a problem with Nintendo that I could recall. Yeah. I mean, at first it was a yucks to try and set this stuff up with this console, but with this Switch here. It was always a yucks to set this stuff up, but it got done pretty quickly, pretty easily. I have my reservations. I agree with some things, and then not so much as some of the others. It's semi for me, I said, who's low income and sort of affordable, as long as I don't spend 100 plus whatever after every month. This is right. This is where I ended it. Because it's true. I live on low income housing. It's having something like this would be nice because I hate, do not get me wrong. This girl, this thing, will always be cherished in my household. Just like my mother is, just like, everything is. But when I die, this thing ain't coming with me. So, unfortunately, this thing's been to hell and back with me. And I paid for this on my own, by the way. I actually did. The other half of this is, I respect, a lot of the things that they've done. Let's go back to this, right? There's the storage, there's the fan, there's all that. The next thing a lot of people were not happy about was that program that you use for the Switch here. People were not happy about how much that costed. Or was going to cost you, actually, instead of being for free. But, I guess not everything in life is going to be free, So, I'm glad that they have these things because this is cool. Another thing I also noticed when I watched a lot of people, there's a very not similar not marketing tactic, but there's a very similar thing that's going on right now that back before I was even born, because I was born in '99, gaming costed you quite a bit of money, like around $80 to almost $100 maybe, right? Games and whatnot, consoles, all those things were expensive. They are not cheap. Especially for back then, for as far as I was told. That is not cheap. Games now are starting to go back that way. I think they have, essentially. Because for me, games were like 20 to 50 bucks when I was buying. Like, physically, 20 to 50 was around the range. And I'm 26, there you go, the new game card as well. That's a whole nother thing, too. It's the same shape as the regular Switch game cards, but it's now red and has much faster data. Okay. Now they're saying that, additional storage cards will not work. Only Switch 2 ones will work with it. Data transfers. Okay. Interesting. I'm not worried that will not be compatible. So basically, this thing, I have a regular micro SD card. I think that's what it is. I have one of those regular SD cards in this thing, and it works. I have So this thing, I'm practically gonna get Mario Kart. What do you call it? The month after I buy the system. No way in hell can I afford 500 frickin'. So in July or something, like, I'll be buying the Switch whenever it comes out. But I'm glad that these controllers are finally gonna have headphone jacks to them. Because I've had to buy third-party controllers. That's another question. Do third-party controllers still work? I think they would. Let me get comfortable. Sorry. So, I have two third-party Switch controllers. This one apparently has some problems, but this is one of them I use, right? Even has it down there. The only things is the little grip rear buttons here don't do anything. Especially this controller, which is wired, by the way. Both of these are wired. Same thing here. Back grips. Can't use them. Because most of the games I have don't. I don't know how to work personally, so. And that's okay, because I will learn it eventually. Now, unfortunately, I also know a lot of people are not going to be able to look at this video because there's too many things to. Everybody's doing it. Well, see, here's the thing. We're all talking about it for a reason. Now, I'm okay with the fact that they've integrated the camera with a lot of their stuff. Let's skip ahead. I don't care about Zelda, so I'm skipping over that. Kirby and Metroid, I'm skipping over. Alright. Now, I like that if we have the Switch version, you could purchase... I'm curious to know how much this upgrade pack would be. But I'm not too thrilled about it, because this is something you would do with PlayStation. And, yeah. No. Buying a upgraded pack. Okay, but you gotta make your money somehow. I don't care about Elden Peen. I don't care about all those things. Your GameCube thing, you guys can keep going with that. I'm not buying it. That GameCube controller looks cool. Not buying it either. I am low income. I don't have that much money to spend when it comes to paying rent, and my utilities, so it's the everyday life of what do you call it, every single person that works every day. I don't work, but I earn my income every month, and yeah. So I know I rambled on and on quite a bit, and so where's my take on all of this personally? I'm okay with what Nintendo has done. Do I entirely 100% agree with it? Yes and no. I will admit that even when I first initially responded to all of this, I was not thrilled with it. But I would still buy it regardless because I am a consumer. And to boot, I would buy it regardless because I'm also a content creator. I'm a horrible content creator because I admit I am not the best at what I do. But at the same time, I like, what's being done and what I've been seeing and working with. So, I am really very, very, very interested and excited to see, how and what. Just give it a second. It's over here. I would be very much interested in seeing how everything would go. I would buy the Switch, absolutely. Do I have a bit of a gripe of $450 with it? Yes and no. Yes, I do, and no, I don't, because I also understand that things are priced at the way they are now for a reason. I'm going to go find some music that's in, what do you call it? And yeah, you can literally see by my history here, I have watched quite a bit of people's videos about all these things. That one. Yeah, this one's my favorite. So, essentially, what I'm gonna keep talking about here is, I agree with them and I disagree with them, but I'm not buying. Here's my major disagreement. I'm not paying $500 just for the Mario Kart, bundled with it. Sorry. I will pay your $450, but I will not pay $500 for your Mario Kart bundle. So it's cool. I like that, you guys are trying to put something out there. You're trying to make sure you guys get your money out of, everything that you've done. But at the same time, there's a line with someone like me who lives on affordability. What can you buy really? I mean, I have technically, not bragging, I have technically 3 consoles altogether. I have this regular Switch, I have a PS4 Pro, and I have a Xbox Series S. I barely played my PS4. I barely played my Switch, and on and off I've been playing my Xbox the most, but I've also been barely playing my Xbox. Why? Because I've also been playing with VR. I'm not rich. Actually, I was given this VR, and I had to help pay for something, which I was okay with. I like my PS4 because I love this guy. I wish it would come to Xbox, but I don't think it can for, what do you call it, reasons. Territorial, I guess. Also company interests, Where I'm also going with this is, at the same time, I may agree and disagree about a lot of things that Nintendo is doing. I believe also that the marketing of it right now is a little bit important as well. People will not like it. Everybody's not going to agree with something. People are going to disagree with some things. That's okay. You as an individual are allowed to agree and disagree with a lot of things, just like I would. But at the same time, I also don't entirely agree with pricing. I'm going to have to live with that. Again, as it says, retail, what do you call it? Does not mean that it's official. Now, if it's official, it's a whole nother thing. If it's official, then unfortunately, that's something we have to live with. We won't know till June, we won't know till June 5th. When it releases, we don't know when. It is subjected to change at any time that they wish. I hope for the best that if it changes, just maybe make it 400. 400 at the most. And if you bundled the Mario Kart and, Mario Kart World and the Switch, you could do 450 with that. But I won't tell Nintendo what to do because that's not my job. That's a Nintendo thing. That's their marketing team. That's their thing to do with it. Now, the other half that I want to talk about is there's people that goes around through Nintendo Treehouse, and I could show you some of those videos. people will sit there and actually, like, apparently, from what I've seen as well, watching at the end of one of the Treehouse videos myself, I saw nothing but drop the price. Where do you even go about this one? I'm glad that there are people who are voicing their opinions about this all. And they're not being harmful, they're not threatening, they're not being, you know... They're literally just voicing their opinion, saying, well, I'd like to see a price drop. Please drop the price. Drop the prices. Please drop the prices. Then you get the chaotic clowns in there who will sit there and go, raise the prices. Just because they want to see people complain more. I would also say one thing, never instigate that kind of behavior. Because I wouldn't want to instigate, and I wouldn't want anyone to feel that way. But then again, look in the time we live in, people are kind of, in my opinion, so that's all I'm going to say about that part. Now, the other half of this is, I'm glad that people are standing up for themselves, saying, hey, look, I don't like that this is priced this way, you know. You can vocalize yourself in whatever ways you want. The other problem that there is going to be here with all of this is what you have to understand is I actually watched a couple today who apparently had something to do with Nintendo beforehand. They were saying the way this works, this would have to go down so many things. Like, this goes down to this person. If this person approves and appeals, blah 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 blah, then it goes this way and it goes this way and this way, up to whoever the president is or whoever runs the thing, right? To the higher ups. Then this is where they go and talk about all these things. Now, this is something I understand. This is not so simple that we can ask and make demands or, you know. I understand why the people who protest and say, hey, look, well, I don't want this and that. You know, I would like to see the prices lower. At the same time, I also see comments at the same time that sit there and go Karen mode on people. Like, and I mean full-on Karen on them. I have seen to a degree, and I've read comments today as well to someone that even lives with me but doesn't care about gaming. And in her head, she sits here and thinks, why the hell do you act like this? Because the way their behavior sounded like someone who would, you know, speak out against something, well, yada yada yada. Let's get past that part. I understand and respect that people want to voice their opinions. I think also, if you really want to try to do something, there's another way of doing it, and it's called, not protesting, petitioning. If you really wanted to, you could petition something. Now, does it mean that it will happen? Probably not. But still, petitioning is better than sitting there, you know, making riots and fusses about everything. Like, I would actually sign a petition to say to potentially try to lower the prices of it. Now, at the same time, I'm not going to argue about why it's been priced. I know as well for a fact that if a company has priced something a very certain way, it's because the product is going to work a very specific and certain way. To an extent, we can't really argue or fight about it. Why? Because this is how Nintendo's going to do it. Again, as I've read it too, and if anyone with a brain will read it, it says, due to change retail value, due to change at any time. I don't think Nintendo's intentionally ignoring people. I think Nintendo's ignoring them for a fact that something at the bottom says retail value can be changed. For all we know, guys, retail value? We could even potentially get this at a lower price than, like, it's not 100% official as far as I'm understanding. Like, what you have to understand as an autistic person is I comprehend things a bit differently than everybody else. Where I'm comprehending and seeing all this at, it is subjected to change at any time. So, like, it could go up or it could stay low. You know, it could go up more or it could go low. So what we need to do as, you know, even as gamers and as a collective of people, okay, we need to understand one thing. This is, I don't know if Nintendo said this is at, you know, 100%. But what we need to do is we need to take it easy, just for a minute, just for a few days, until we officially know how long how much it will be. We need to take it easy, give it some time. And when we get closer to that time where they're going to talk about that Switch 2, let's wait and see how much that they're going to make it and that they'll give it to us for. Then, let's start talking and complaining about the pricings. The other thing we could do about it is if we want that Switch for cheaper, wait till holidays. I know a lot of people don't like waiting till holidays. I'm not a huge fan of waiting till holidays. Hell, when I bought this thing, it was around Thanksgiving. I think it was Black Friday, essentially, when I bought this thing. And, I bought it on Black Friday. No, that might have been October. See, this thing, I get these things mixed up. So, Black Friday, I bought it, though. I think it was from Fred Myers, because I actually have a video, if we look on my YouTube channel, actually. There is a video in here where I actually unbox this thing. Maybe I can actually pull that up for you guys. If I can, let me do that real quick, actually. Let's go to my thing. Let me go to my videos real quick. I'm not one to be like, right? I'm not one to like, oh, let's go look at my stuff because I have this ego. To be honest with you, I can't stand the sound of my own voice. I hate my own voice. Let me pause this video here for a second. By the way, if you've never watched or ever played Crash Nitro Kart, y'all really should. That's a great PS2 game. So let's go all the way down to... Yeah, these guys deserve it, by the way. Please follow these guys. These are some pretty good people. Yokoso Otaku, too, especially. He's a good guy. I know I haven't been watching a lot of other people lately, but I've just so fed up with a lot of things. Let's go look at my videos here real quick. I have it somewhere here, literally. Let's go all the way back. All the way. Here it is, right here. So, this was actually my second Switch, apparently. 5 years ago. Since being homeless...
Here we go. I got the very, very, very special.
So, this of course was me, like, when I was living in transitional housing. This was my transitional housing. This was how it looked. I made a video, literally, of me buying this thing and opening it. I actually did buy this thing. And this is to show you, I still have all the stuff for this thing.
I already have 2 games upstairs, so what I need to do...
So I rebought this thing because my original broke down. And when I brought it to, the guys at GameStop, I went to, Fred Myers to go buy this.
So I suppose it's the
and I was sick, you know. That's why there was that bottle of G2, is because I was ill.
Sure.
So I had this thing since, like, it came out, essentially.
This is not just my living space.
It's not my living space, but it's, where I was staying. To get into actual housing, like where I am. So, yeah. No, I legitimately bought the Switch and I was tinkering with it, playing with it. I have an actual video here that says 5 years ago I bought this fucking thing. This thing has been with me to hell and back, and see now, I wish this game would, man, that was so fun and cool. Unfortunately, it's dead and gone, but, minus the reminiscing. So, a lot of people have some negative feedback about all of this. I have some positive and negative. So, my overall take on this is, I'm gonna wait and see how much it will be before I say anything else. We got how long? Till June? Let's see. We have probably 2 or 3 months. May, June. Yeah, 2 months. We have 2 more months to frickin'... Really. 2 more months. Could we wait those 2 months just to know what the actual pricing of this thing would be? It's June 5th, I think. Yeah. Let's just wait till June 5th to see what the actual price would be before we start getting angry and frustrated and bitter about these things with people. This is subjected to change. So by the time June rolls around, so this month I start saving $100, I would have $300 by then. By June, by when this thing is released. July is when I would get my $100, my other $100 for this thing. So, I'm not looking forward to what's coming. Like, I do not like hot weather, but I hope. Now that I noticed it, the weather's kind of been neutral lately. I better not say anything, I could wind up jinxing myself, but, let's just wait and see how this all goes before we make any more comments or make any brash decisions. This is subjected to change retail. It could be made cheaper, it could be made more expensive. Let's wait and see what happens. Sorry, I'm itchy. So, let's wait and see what happens. And always just, every day I pray for everybody in this world because we all need God. We all do. So after I sign off tonight, I'm gonna be praying for everybody. Hoping to God that when I go to bed, everybody is going to maybe hopefully calm down a little bit and relax and just understand this isn't official yet. Not entirely. This is like what they put up for now. This is subjected to change. Now, it could mean they could change it. It could also mean that they might make it this legitimate actual price. Let's wait and see what happens. I would like to wait and see what happens before, its release period. If it's gonna be the same price or if it's gonna be better, I will definitely buy it. If it goes up, unfortunately, I'm waiting. But if it remains the same for now, I'm gonna go buy I'll buy the regular, without Mario Kart. So, there's my piece. I don't have much evidence and I don't have much backup claims, unfortunately, other than looking at these videos. Now, I don't believe that actually, let's go do one thing real quick before I continue listening to this music. Let's go look at Mario Kart World. Let's go look at this real quick before, jeez. Sorry about that. Someone popped in. So let's look at this price real quick. Mario Kart. Stop. I didn't say Mario Party, you heathen. You know what? Let's do it this way. Stop. Let's look here. Alright. Let's go look at the official site, right? There's a legitimate official site for this right here. Stop. I think this is it right here. No. Well, hold on. That's not entirely it. That's not what I said. There is an actual website where you can look at Mario Kart World. What I'm trying to find is where it is. It might be a Nintendo thing. Okay, let's try this again. Stop. But I did see that the video, the Treehouse video. Okay, here it is, right here. I did see that Treehouse video for this, and it looks good. Unfortunately, I wound up spoiling myself for some of the tracks, the characters, but this map looks fucking great, and I mean this. Oh, Goomba's an actual racer. Damn. "24 racers. Too bad we can't see that full list. Maybe we could, but give me a second. Four players. Cool. No, thank you. No, thank you. I want to see where the pricing is right here. So right here, we're going to wait to see the pricing comes up. Or they took it down because of something. Let's see here. Show me the pricing. Right. So this is where people were upset about, was this right here. The pricing in this game. Now, I'm going to try and click on it, see what I can do, but... yeah, I can't do anything. Alright. So, people are upset about $80. Now, I want to go look at this here. I wonder if we have any, like... I guess not. Okay, so, Mario Kart World. I'm gonna deal with this off stream. This is a huge pain in the nuts for me. So people are pissed off at the fact that it's $80. Now, I understand why they feel the way they do, but at the same time, what you have to understand is this is marketing, this is what you call it in general. It is subjected to change. Meaning, it could be $80 or it could be $60. Like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was. I got personally comfortable with the $60, $50 to $60 game range for regular AAA titles. But you also have to remember, this is AAA titles. AAA titles are subjected to go at a higher rate. Just like how people have already, apparently, you know, gotten comfortable with the fact that, people have gotten comfortable with the fact that GTA 6 is going to be $99 for the base game, apparently. I don't know. I have not heard about anything about it. I live under a rock sometimes. On the other hand here, I'm okay with the things that they're doing, Nintendo's doing. Nintendo's just doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is making a game, putting it out there. Now, not everybody's going to agree with it. They're not going to agree with the pricing. They're not going to agree with a lot of the things. However, it is subjected to change. That's the number one thing to remember. It's subjected to change whenever they would want to. Now, to conclude all this, I think what they did with Switch 2 is really good. The pricing is fair and understandable. It's reasonable, in my opinion. $450 for it. Now, $400 would be my preferred range, but $450 is okay. You can't do anything about it. You can't complain about it. No, you're gonna have to live with this. You can also try and make a difference about it. Like I said, petition maybe if you wanted. I would go that route. If I feel like something is unfair, I would petition it if I could. And then send that petition into whoever, right? See, now, but I respect and I understand what Nintendo's trying to do. This isn't 100% official, so let's just wait and see how this goes. So, this is where I say my goodbyes to everybody, and then I work on uploading this tonight. Thank you everybody for watching this video, even though it won't be many of you guys, because it's what I am, I'm boring. I ramble. However, this is important that we give these guys the time that they need, and we give these guys the time that they deserve to work on all this, and to make sure that we just give Nintendo the time they need. Let's wait this out for 2 more months, see what happens then. On the other news, I'm gonna try and upload more content here on that is not Nintendo Switch 2 related, something VR, maybe console. I'm going to try and work on uploading some content when we get news of Gears of War. One of the things I'm doing with one of my buddies is I'm going to be doing a Gears of War kind of marathon a little bit with him. With that, I'm going to try and record videos with him of him and I playing together, Gears of War up to E-Day. So basically what we will be doing is we'll be playing Gears of War for as long as, whatever days we can and whatever days we do. And then I will upload all those videos to here, maybe even stream it. And then we go from there. So that's one of the things, it's a future thing. I know I'm working on some games, part of my nose scratching. So, let's just wait and see what happens. I look forward to what your guys' thoughts are. Please let me know in the comments below. Please give the video a like. Please make sure that when you are talking about this subject with everybody else, just be fair and be nice to everyone. Don't be an ass, don't be unfair with everybody else's opinions. Don't be unfair with, just be respectful towards each other and whatnot, because in this world, we need more love than there is, in my opinion. There isn't much love in this world to go around for everybody. We need to give it more love. I know sometimes people can be ignorant, sometimes even I am, not in my own ways, but just respect each other. When you make your opinions and your comments about all this, think first before you say something. Try and back it up with some evidence. I know I can't as much, but just remember as well that there is false information that is going around as well. Make sure to try and be aware and stay on top of that. Try to keep away from all that. And you guys have a good day, and you guys take care of yourselves, and I will see you on the next one. Later, guys.